يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وآمنوا برسوله يؤتكم كفلين من رحمته.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Who can make the same dua as Nuh alayhi salam, uttered in verses 26 and 27? 26. Leave not on the earth of disbelievers a single soul moving around. لا تذر على الأرض منهم ديارا. And so, who can say this? And nor increase in idolatrous wrongdoers, but in shattered destruction. It says, who can make the same dua as Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam? And who can decide when this kind of dua is permissible nowadays? The parts of duas against the unbelievers. Yeah, we are all obliged to struggle. The bad news. We are all obliged to struggle against kufr and against riba. Riba is the big curse of this world, the material curse. Riba has stolen the value of the money from every single household in the world by denigrating, by the inflation. It doesn't come from any place but riba, printing more money and so forth. And so this riba is the drive behind inflation. Inflation is what robs poor people of their money because it makes their money worth less than it was before. And so we're all obliged to struggle against kufr and riba, which Allah has made haram, and fasad, or corruption of morals in every way, shape, and form. And one way that we can do this, we are Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, and so we believe that du'as do have an effect, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does answer du'as. And so what I suggest are something like the following two du'as. Allahumma, you could say, or like, the Prophet's tawfiq in this world and the next world. The Prophet was commanded, I think it's in Surah Al-Isra. He says, وَقُلْ, and say, O Prophet, Allah is teaching the Prophet, and the Prophet is teaching us with by the Quran. Rabbi adkhilni mudkhala sidqin, enter me in all things the finest entry. وَأَخْرِجْنِي مُخْرَجَ صِدْقٍ, and take me out from all things the finest departure, the finest. In other words, when you put me into something, make it of benefit, and when you take me away from something, make it of benefit. It's a rather all-encompassing dua. Allahumma adkhilni, Rabbi adkhilni mudkhala sidqin wa akhrijni mukhraja sidqin waj'alni min ladunka sultanan nasira, and make me a surpassing clear criterion, an all-powerful authoritative criterion that will dominate everything and will not leave anything. And so, and add the words at the end of it, Sultanan Nasiran taqdi bihi ala nidam al-kufri wal-riba wal-fasad fil-alam wa-ahli, by which you will finish the nidam of kufr and the nidam of riba and the nidam of fasad, or corruption of morals and people. That you will finish them off. Qada alayh means he killed him dead, stopped him, ended it. Allah, taqdi bihi, by this sultan, by which you will eliminate these three things. Right? And any other wish that you have from the sultan of this power that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives to the person whom he answers this dua for. And so this is what I recommend. And also in the moments of safa, such as your tahajjud, so this is part of the struggle against kufr, riba, and fasad. It may be that you're a Mubarak person, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, your dua will coincide with the sa'at al-istijaba, with the hour or the moment in which any dua that is made, Allah answers. And Allah destroys the nidam of kufr and riba and fasad, of corruption in the world. And so that has a tremendous and magnificent good effect. And it'll be in your sahifa also. And if it's not realized, then it may be realized in the future. Allah may apply it at any time. An actuary, after the first and second COVID stages of the pandemic, in Oxford, a biologist, he's estimated, he said all of the COVID organisms in the world would fill one can of Coke. one can of Coca-Cola, the whole COVID epidemic would fit in that. And so if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can do so much to so many people with something that's no bigger than a can of Coke, with his omnipotent power, what can he do? If he answers the dua of somebody who makes a dua. These are the kind of duas that Allah gives us a tremendous thawab for. So, Allah Rabbi adkhilni mudkhala sidqin wa akhrijni mukhraja sidqin waj'alni min ladunka sultanan nasira takhli bihi ala nidam al-kufri wa riba wa fasad fil ard wa ahli. And whatever you want for yourself. فنسأل الله التوفيق والتيسير after it. And also, Allahumma azil an al-alam khubth al-kuffar wa jami' al-mujrimin. Oh Allah, remove from the world the filth of all of the kafirin and all of the criminals. خبث الكفار وجميع المجرمين وادخلهم في الإسلام, and enter them all into Islam. وأفلحهم به يوم الدين, and cause it to be a means of success for them on the day of reckoning with you. إلا من سبق عليهم منك القول, except for the ones who you have already sentenced to hell. فأهلكهم ومن في هلاكه صلاح المسلمين. So slay them, the ones who you've already decided are not going to enter into Islam and Madra, and you've already ruled this and fated this and destined this. Those, destroy them, and destroy everyone in whose destruction there is a benefit for the Muslims. وَلَا تَذَرْ عَلَى الْأَرْضِ مِنْهُمْ دَيَارًا, and don't leave a single one of them walking around on the face of the earth. So this is a dua that you can get the reward of asking for the guidance of all of the kuffar, and ask for the elimination of the ones that refuse to be guided in the interests of Islam and the Muslims. And so نسأل الله التوفيق والتيسير. اللهم أزل عن العالم خبث الكفار وجميع المجرمين وادخلهم في الإسلام وأفلحهم به يوم الدين. إلا من سبق منك عليهم القول فأهلكه ومن في هلاكه صلاح المسلمين. ولا تذر على الأرض منهم ديارا. And we can finish with he said, nor leave of them a single soul moving around. So these are du'as that you have reward for asking for people's guidance, and at the same time taking care of the people that are bothering the Muslims and others. And nasallah that it's better to eliminate them from the earth.